Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful goddess. I would like to talk to you today about the difference between going to a yoga class and going to a yoga retreat. I recently got to spend a whole weekend at the Kootenai Yoga Festival, and it really made me reflect on the fundamental difference between an entire week or weekend long retreat compared to an hour or 90-minute yoga class. And absolutely, I 100% support going to yoga classes. This podcast is not telling you to stop going to yoga classes. What I am telling you is that you also can get an even deeper benefit by attending a longer duration, by going for a mini retreat or a retreat. When you go to a yoga class, you walk into the studio, maybe you visit a little, you get settled in, and you do your practice, and your mind has barely stopped racing and thinking about all of the things on your to-do list. And before you know, you're being invited to take Shavasana, and then you're back out the door and straight back into all of the things that are lining up in your day. Yes, absolutely, you do get some benefit. That downtime that you do get in the yoga practice is immense, and it is necessary, and it is important. But you have hardly had time to quiet your body, quiet your mind, and get into that beautiful samadhi, that space that we're seeking when we practice yoga. Whereas if you go on a retreat, whether that's for a day, a weekend, a week, you get to dive so much deeper. The next thing that's on your to-do list is you. It's taking care of you. It's doing more yoga or doing a workshop or journaling. When you're on an extended retreat, you get to really extract so much more benefit from your practice. It allows your nervous system time to really settle, to get out of that fight or flight response, and for you to be able to deeply integrate the physical and the mental practices that you are taking in during your retreat experience. When your body comes out of that fight or flight and truly comes into the rest and digest version, you're able to process things on a much, much deeper level. Your insights and your wisdom and your understanding of yourself increase exponentially. Also, you get that benefit of community. And that was something I really felt this past weekend when I was at that retreat. Being surrounded by people who are going through the same things as you, who have the same kind of goals as you, even who just get you. Spending that time not having to explain yourself and being supported and loved, showing up as you are for a whole day, 3 days, or a week is so incredibly powerful. Community is something that we are all craving right now, and this is a way that you can gift yourself that community. When you also spend this longer period of time focused on yourself, you become more intentional about it. You typically at a retreat, you'll set an intention at the beginning of the retreat, and then you get to keep checking in against that, just as you do in your yoga practice. But you're checking in against your intention throughout the retreat experience, making sure that, or asking yourself, are my actions in alignment with my intention? Am I taking steps towards where I want to be? Sometimes we can have an intention and then it just disappears because we're so busy doing everything else. This gives you a chance to really ground in, get very clear on what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get it. Don't stop going to yoga classes. Absolutely keep going to yoga classes. And I invite you, actually no, I implore you to take yourself on a retreat at least once a year. Whether that's one day, a weekend, or a week, take yourself on a retreat once a year. The transformation that you will experience will be well worth the investment of the time and the money. And you so deserve it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo You podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.